Last Thursday night, nothing to write home about in terms of being a football fan, watching New Orleans go into Carolina and easily dominate the Panthers in a really boring game. Boring, of course, unless you happen to have money on New Orleans in that one. Now, tonight, hopefully something a little better. A key, and I use quotes there around key, a key AFC North showdown between Cincinnati and visiting Cleveland. Now, you got a Bengals team that was fortunate last week to hold on against Jacksonville, playing at home. Took a 19-3 lead in the third quarter, and then watched the Jaguars come back to make it a 33-23 final. And just 1 week earlier, the Bengals ended a three-game losing streak with a last-minute touchdown at home against Baltimore to beat the Ravens 27-24. Now, the Browns have certainly exceeded all expectations this season, but let us just keep in mind this is a Cleveland team whose only road win this year came at Tennessee when they set an NFL record for a comeback from the biggest deficit on the road, and it's also a Browns team that just hasn't won a road game straight up in division play since 2008. Hi, everyone. Al DeMarco here. This, of course, is going to be your Thursday video report. Listen, it's a small card tonight, but I actually think the best bet is in this football game. You might also want to check out Chris Jordan, because Chris Jordan, a charter member of this site, has made $1 bettors in the NFL regular season going back to 2007, $12,095. Tonight, top-rated 1,000-star AFC North game of the year, your Cleveland-Cincinnati side. You can save $75, which means you save over half price off the regular price by simply using coupon code THURSDAY, THURSDAY. Now, there is a college game tonight. You've got Clemson laying almost 3 touchdowns at Wake Forest, so why not turn to the self-proclaimed Thursday Night King, that being Trace Adams. I've known Trace for close to 25 years, so if I want to make fun of him saying that he's the self-proclaimed Thursday Night King, I can do whatever the hell I want because I'm general manager of the sites. But listen, the fact is this. Normally, a 1,000-star play is Trace's top-rated selection. Tonight, he has his 1,500-star Raise the Bar lead pipe lock number 4 out of 5 on the Clemson-Wake Forest side, and you can get it for $22, saving $77 off the regular price by using coupon code TRACE22. Now, keep in mind, Trace, going back to 2007, 84-56 run with all of his Thursday Night Football selections, 84-56. And with these Raise the Bar 1,500-star lead pipe locks, he calls them, he's gone 11-6 since last season, including Georgia Southern, 32 points better than Troy last Thursday. Again, you get it for $22. In the NBA tonight, you got a couple of games, and I'm going to give you free selections on both of them. You might want to check out Gabriel DuPont, 50-dime winner number 9 out of 10. The Spurs-Rockets, by far the marquee matchup tonight. You get it for $19. Save $80 in the process by using coupon code GABE19. GABE19. Now, let's talk about the game between the Rockets and the Spurs. Listen, guys, I'll be honest with you. I was originally going to use the Rockets as my best bet tonight. But that was when the line was 4 overnight. And it was 4 early this morning. Now at 6.5, I'm not enthused about the Rockets. I'm going to still back them here as the complimentary play. But obviously, a 2.5-point line move as people have jumped on the Rockets bandwagon. It's understandable. They're off to a 5-0 start, but let's just keep it all in perspective. The first 4 wins came against Philadelphia, Boston, Utah, and the LA Lakers. Those 4 teams, their combined record this season, 3-16. Then they beat the hell out of Miami in South Florida, 108-91 on Tuesday. Rockets have won 5 in a row straight up in the series against the Spurs, who were coming off a close game last night at home, 94-92 win against the Atlanta Hawks as an 8-point home favorite. That was just their 3rd game of the season. In fact, they had been idle since losing last Friday night at Phoenix 94-89, and they opened the season Tuesday a week ago with a 101-100 win against Dallas, failing to cover in that game. So they are 0-3 against the spread. And the thing with the Spurs is, listen, we all know this by now. You always have to wonder about whether the Spurs really care or whether they have that intensity. Yes, they'd love to earn the number 1 seed, etc. But as we've seen over the past couple of years with this veteran-dominated team coached by Greg Popovich, it's always a matter of Are we resting players, which obviously isn't the case here early in the season, or do we really care about these games so much now as opposed to the games that we should be playing May, June, and into July for, the NBA championships? So the thing here with the analysis of this particular game, one thing that I think hurts San Antonio is Thiago Splitter, who missed the season's first 2 games, left last night's game against the Atlanta Hawks after just 11 minutes of play because he re-aggravated a calf injury. Now, listen, Splitter is nothing special, but he's a big physical body. And you need a banger down there with Dwight Howard dominating in the post. Because, listen, Howard has just absolutely tormented the Spurs. He has 10 consecutive doubles when playing San Antonio. Now, that's stretching through his career back to when he was with the Magic, with the Lakers, and, of course, with the Rockets. And he's averaged 21.1 points and 16.5 rebounds in recent play against them. James Harden's off to a very good start this season. I still tell you to go with the Rockets minus the 6.5, but again, just being honest, I love them at 4. 6.5. That's why it's a free selection, and I don't bet the free plays. Now, Dallas is also an interesting game here tonight. Mavericks gotten off to a very strong start. They have been truly a first-half team, however, dominating opponents in the first half, but in the third quarter, they have just really struggled, and that's why every single one of their games, you see them putting up a lot of points, and you see the games much closer than expected. Now, they are getting 2.5 points tonight at Portland, and I think this is a very good matchup for the Trailblazers. Now, Portland just snapped a 2-game losing streak by beating Cleveland a couple of nights ago, and I'm not sure so much how much it was Portland winning that game or the Cavaliers so desperately searching for chemistry losing that game. One thing I will say in terms of the Mavericks, Chandler Parsons struggled in his first game out in the loss, but in the win against against the loss against San Antonio on the road. But for Dallas, he's really been a boon. I mean, what a performer already for him. He's averaging 23.3 points on 56.8% shooting in the past 3 games after struggling in the season opener. For a Mavs team that's beaten Boston, won at New Orleans, and beaten Utah at home since losing their opener to the Spurs, they've averaged 115.7 points on 53.5 points, 53% shooting from the field in those 3 consecutive wins. And let's face it, when Parson is hitting, that makes Dirk Nowitzki all the more dangerous, and Nowitzki has been unconscious so far, hitting at a 58% clip in the first 4 games of the season. But again, the Trailblazers, much like the Mavericks, are a team without a lot of depth. The Trailblazers, much like the Mavericks, aren't a team that's particularly adept at rebounding the ball. But since they added some bench strength and reserves Chris Klayman and Steve Blake, I think Portland is the way to go here tonight, based on the fact that they had their mojo going the other night against Cleveland. And that's the type of win, even though it's early in the season, you only lost a couple of games, 2 out of your first 3. That's the kind of win that gets you right back on track. So instead of grabbing the points, I'm going to lay the 2.5 with Portland in this one. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Friday when we do this one more time.